Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of EDU 600. We are still in week number 5, but starting on Monday, February 20th, we will be in week number 6. So thank you for your efforts. And this video, I'll provide just an overview of the assignments, give you a snapshot, an overview to do of week number 6. And I have a few additional comments coming up. So let's get right to the materials. I'd like to, first of all, let me go back in. Let me go into the assignments. So right now, we have the qualitative critique. Everybody's working on that. That is due on Sunday. If you have any questions on that, there's exemplars, there's information. Please let me know. This is the first real assignment in the course. You have till Sunday night to complete it, or early Monday morning. I mean, I'm not going to be up at midnight grading papers, but so if you need additional time and you're somehow a night owl and or you forget to submit it till early Monday morning, don't worry about it. That said, if you need any help on this, or you need additional time, a day or so extra, I'm more than willing to help you. My goal in this class and every class that I teach is to help people succeed to the most of their ability. So if you need additional time, please let me know. The next thing that's due, which is due next Sunday, is Article Capture 1. And in Article Capture 1, remember, that is the process of looking for, selecting, finding primary source documents, and then putting that information into a succinct table. And I'll show you exactly what I'm looking for with this particular assignment. So as you can see on the screen, this is the article capture form. And I'll show you, once I walk you through the form, I'll show you a filled out one also. So you put your name in, and you'll see in the assignment there's different forms that you can use. One is a PDF, one is a doc. Those are both fine, whatever works best for you. But it's simple. You have the article, you put the author's name, the date, the title, journal title, volume, issue, pages, access date, and the database that you found it in. I put in the form an example of what I'm looking for in APA formatting. And here's the actual format. Here's an example of a properly formatted APA style reference or citation. So I'd like you to use this as an example. Also, Purdue OWL is an excellent source for APA or all formatting issues. There's a style. You can follow this guide. What you to do is give a 3 to 5 sentence summary on the article, and please make sure that you mention why it is a primary source document. So let me switch gears, and I'll show you a filled out form. So here, this is student sample. This student actually did give me permission to use this, but there's no identifying. Nobody would know who it is. But this is number 2. Once again, the article capture that's due next Sunday. I consider it article capture 1, which really is article capture 1, 2, and 3. It's 3 articles that you submit to me. You can take a look at this: author's name, date, article, journal, volume, issue, pages. All of the information is succinctly put in here. This particular student took out the examples, and I would appreciate you doing that because it just kind of gums up the form. They took all the examples that I put in here and they put in the actual reference for this article. As you can see, this is called a hanging indent as far as the formatting, and then it was properly formatted. They just did an excellent job. Coming down to the summary. So they say this article title Here's the name of the article. This can be defined as a primary resource article as the data and findings of the research were collected and reported directly by the researchers themselves. That is a key distinguishing feature. And when you're looking at, and when you're trying to decide, is this primary resource or secondary resource, the clue most of the time is right in the abstract. It says things like, in this study, our study, we studied, right out of the chute. If it's an article that summarizes somebody else's work, you will also find that, because it often says, in this article, we summarize 5 other previously conducted research studies. That, to me, is a secondary source. Also, in the abstract, it talks about a sample size, the methods, the data collection, the sampling, the data analysis, discussion. All of those are usually right in the actual research article. So if you have any question, or you're putting this together this week and you want me to take a look at one article, shoot it to me. I'm glad to take a look. And you could say, would you just verify that this is a primary source document? So there's your example. You can take a look at that. Now let me go back to our course site. And so qualitative critique is due this Sunday. Article capture 1 is due next Sunday. Now let me get to so here's the assignment. This is due next week. Come in here, tells exactly what I just went over. But there's also down here, article capture form. That's a doc, PDF, and then another form of a Word file. So everything you need is there. So let's shift gears. Module number 6, week number 6, which doesn't start until Monday, February 20th. This week, we're going to take a look at visual displays, which really is, probably everybody's familiar with this. It's really, how do you describe data from it could be data from anything, but how do you describe data in a visual way? You could express it as a graph. It could be a chart. It could be a mind map, whatever it might be, but it's a simplistic way to explain data. So what would I like you to do this week? First of all, I'd like you to, kind of circle back and take a look at read these articles again. Take a look at the Quantitative Research Introduction by Jeff Beaudry. Take a look at the data displays. Now, we're going to have an assignment coming up, not now, but in a few weeks on this. So this is a good example. This is a good idea just to take a look at this. Try to understand what it is. 2 excellent videos on the subject. And then I put a whole bunch of information in here about how do you even visualize data? How do you tell the story about the data? And I put in a whole bunch of links. And just as a kind of ha-ha and show you what's involved with this, I'm going to click on this particular link. So I'm in the link from MainGov, and what I'm talking about with visual display of data is it tells the story. And right from this, and this is the first time I've been on this for quite some time, COVID-19 lab results, new daily deaths, hospitalization, patients. So you come down here, you can see in November 22, these are the numbers, and you can move on this. This is pretty typical. You can see how many tests, how many positives, and right here, looking at it, if you're telling the story, you can say, boy, in January of 23, after a relatively slow period, or starting in November 20th of 22, we had a gradual increase, culminating on January 23rd, and then you look at the information that's right on the screen. All of the information is there. This is what I mean by saying data displays. It's so much different than looking like at a big table of information. So that's what we're focusing in on this week. I'm going to go back to our site on visual displays. And feel free, jump around. What I'm going to be asking you for the assignment is to really pick one of these and tell the story of it in a paragraph. That is going to be the assignment. You don't have to worry about it at this point. We'll circle back to this in a little while. I think we have enough on our plate right now. Optional. Believe me, this is optional. For anybody that has extra time, please feel free to participate in the week 6 discussion. Select one of the examples from the above and summarize the data source. What are the variables? That's it. You don't even need to do this. This is optional. Kind of gives you a preview of the assignment that will be coming up in a little while. If you haven't participated in last week's discussion forum, please just jump on. I can tell you, summarizing the discussion forum for last week, in effect, I was saying, what's like the one thing that sticks out in week number 5? What's the difference between qualitative and quantitative research? And people pretty much are nailing it. They're saying one uses numbers, which is quantitative, and the other one uses other kind of data, which is words, trends, things like that. So if you haven't chimed into that, it will take 5 minutes or 2 minutes. You can do that. Other materials, there's some information here on different kind of visual displays. And then this week we are looking at some statistical tests. We'll have more on that as we come forward. So week 5 discussion topic, optional, and then the article capture assignment, which is coming up next Sunday. So that is it for me. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm here to help, and I wish you the absolute best this week. You know, we have spring break coming up in a couple of weeks, so people must be looking forward to that. If you're looking at the video now, this video, as you can see, was spring of 2020. That will be replaced by the one I'm recording now. So good luck this week. Let me know if you have any questions, and I am here to help. Bye, everybody.